Let's try this again. Why have we been having these issues?
I don't know.
I don't either. I'm starting to think it's because I'm changing up cameras. I don't think Facebook likes us changing cameras. Something. I don't know. Alright guys, well welcome back to episode 30 of Two Sushi Rolls podcast. I am your host, George E., Papa Bear of the Castle, right? I think we said that last time, but we got cut off, right?
Yeah.
And here we have two lovely guests, alright? We got the two oldest junior sushi rolls in our household. We got Miss Layla E. Say hi.
Hi.
And we got Mr. Liam over there.
Hi. I like Fortnite. I like Minecraft. I hate Fortnite.
You guys are such spazzes.
It's not a season, but, they have, Fortnite Season X.
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
Alright guys, so I'm going to talk to you guys today about a few things. You guys know how podcasts work? Alright, we're still live, right? Alright, jeez, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, I'm scared that it'll shut off on us at any moment, but, well, thank you to everybody who has continued to show support to the show. I know we didn't do an episode this past weekend, but it's been busy and there's been a lot of shit going on. Man. Alright, but we're back, and I'm back with, two of some of my favorite people in the whole world. Right? Yeah? You know that, right? Alright. So, let's jump into the episode. We're not going to do any camera changes, guys. Facebook doesn't like that song. Yeah. I thought it was the theme song. I thought they didn't want me to use my own theme song. I'm like, we have a license to this. But I guess it's not that. I think it's the camera changing. Facebook does not like that. Alright. Enough talking about that. Alright, Liam. So, you were saying?
Fortnite has been changing the last seasons, right? So,
hang on. So, we're going to jump straight into you talking about Fortnite.
yes.
How old are you?
8.
Alright, how about you let us know a little bit about yourself before we jump into,
Fortnite, Call of Duty, yeah, all that stuff. Okay, don't talk about Call of Duty though. Everybody knows about Call of Duty.
now the sound sounds like shit. What the hell is going on here?
Oh my god.
It sounds like robots.
Alright.
Alright.
We're gonna have to stick with robots.
I feel like I kind of give up on this whole life thing. Like, the audio was so much better when we didn't go live. Like, now we have all these damn issues.
Like they're playing jokes on us. Yeah, little jokes.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Alright. Let's just continue with the episode. I don't know what it sounds like right now, but let's hope for the best. Alright, so how old are you?
8.
You're 8 years old. You're already bored? We're only like...
No, I'm not bored. I'm just honest. Because this is like,
You stay close to the mic.
it's kind of like, midnight? Yeah, it's midnight.
It's not... What?
It's not midnight.
It is not midnight. Do you know what time it is? Let me tell you what time it is.
It's 16. 8 remind me.
It's 8:16. Like, that's not midnight. Midnight is 12 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
Alright. So today you guys got to do something really special, right? You guys got invited to an event called Shop with a Cop, right?
Yeah.
Which you guys got to go to your local police departments, you guys got to go on rides with them. You guys had a pizza party, and they also took you guys shopping for all kinds of stuff before school, right? So this community takes care of you, right? You guys like that, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys think that every kid in every school, not even just in the United States, but worldwide, do you think that they deserve that same opportunity to be able to have their community support them like that and take them shopping and treating them nice?
Yeah.
Well, what if I told you guys that it's not like that for everybody?
Really?
Yeah, it's not like that for everybody. There are kids out there who live in communities that don't support them like that, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be the community. It's, they don't have the resources, to be able to have, the kind of life that you guys do, right? Because you guys know how there's people who are, like, way richer than you guys, right? There's also people that are, like, way poorer than you guys, right? Well, that's the thing about the world. The world shows you guys a lot about, like, what do you guys see on YouTube? Like, about rich people.
Like, they have, like, mansions.
Right. What else do you see?
They have a lot of money. Yeah. They do, lots of stuff that other people can't get. Yeah, like, mansions or really old, like, butlers.
Right.
Yeah, and poor people don't get that stuff. Yeah, they get.
And what else do you guys see on, like, for example, like YouTube videos?
Yeah, we've seen Fortnite.
Well, like I'm talking about, like with rich people, like people who are privileged. You guys see a lot of people, like the YouTubers you guys watch. You watch them, like, you know, destroying cars and like burning stuff, right?
Yeah,
Right.
like Mr. Beast.
Right.
That's one of them. He's destroyed his friend's house and then made and then got all this money and gave them a brand new house. Like, they spray painted the house, they wrecked everything, they set everything on fire, they cannonballed everything, they literally just messed up everything.
Alright, and what do you think would have been a better idea to do with that money now that you guys know that there's kids out there who don't have the same opportunities as you guys?
I would just say, if I saw a poor person, I would give them some of my money. Yeah, don't do that though. That's not right.
Yeah, that's not right, right? To spend money, you know, on destroying people's houses, you can be using it to do something better, right?
Yeah, like getting a house and a car and buying for something.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright, well, YouTube or the TV doesn't really show you a lot of people who don't have money, right?
Yeah.
So you guys know more about the stuff that is possibly even, you know, unobtainable, something you can't ever get to, right?
Yeah.
Unrealistic, right? It's not even realistic, right? It's like fake, it's like, right?
Yeah.
But they don't show you the reality of what's really going on out there, which is some kids don't get to do stuff like, you know, what you guys got to do, right?
Yeah.
Alright, well, there's a situation that's happening right now where, for example, you go to school and they give you guys breakfast if you guys show up early enough, right?
Yeah.
And then you guys eat lunch, right?
Mhm.
What if I told you that there's kids out there who don't get to eat at all? And the ones who do get to eat, all right, they're you know, there's parents who can't afford it, right? There's some parents who don't make enough money and they can't pay for their kid to eat lunch at school, right?
Yeah.
So the school, you know, they end up owing the school a lot of money. And now the school is threatening these parents who don't have enough money that if they don't pay for, you know, for the lunches that they owed, that, you know, they're going to get the kids taken away from them.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
I think that's awful.
That's awful.
So, like, let's say that I owed the school a lot of lunch money, right?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't afford it, or, you know, something bad was really happening, right? And the school's like, you owe us money, and if you don't pay it, we're going to take all of them away.
That sucks.
Yeah, that really does.
Doesn't suck. That's actually horrible.
It's horrible, right?
Yeah. Like,
Well, that's what's happening with some kids right now.
Oh, jeez.
And they're threatening them that if, you know, their parents don't pay for it, that they're going to get taken away from their families, right? Here's the thing. There was a really, really rich guy, right? He owns I forgot what he owns, but he does very well for himself, right?
Yeah.
He contacted the school and said, I'll pay for all the lunches that these parents owe. Just don't take them away from their families. And the school said no.
That is horrible.
So at that point right there, it doesn't seem so much like it has to do with the lunch, right? It has to do with almost splitting families apart, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, those kind of situations where families get split up, it's not nice, right? It never feels good. We've been through something like that, right?
Yeah.
When, you know, your mom Sarah and I, you know, got a divorce, you know, years ago, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel good, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel good for these kids either, you know, because, you know, over a lunch, right? But somebody's offering to pay for it, and the school doesn't want to. So what do you think the real reasons are, right? Makes you wonder, right?
Yeah. Like, why do they even? It's just lunch. Why do you need to pay for lunch?
Let that guy give the money to them so they can have all the lunch.
Right. Well, see, there's tons of ways that, you know, the state and the government could pay for, you know, lunches and, you know, free food for the kids, right? But they're using it on other things. You know, they're using it, you know, matter of fact, some of the money actually gets given to people who are already rich. People who work for the people who are supposed to be helping people out. So what do you guys think about that now? Now that you know that there's all these bad things happening, Fortnite doesn't seem so important anymore, right?
Yeah. Fortnite is not.
Yeah,
Fortnite is not important.
Yeah, games aren't important at all. What's important is about family, family. It's
Family
just-
and
it's just-
support. Family and support.
Yeah, that's all
That's the
important.
main reason. Not video games. Like I spend my time in my room playing a Wii U, a Switch, and going on a phone.
Mm-hmm.
But the most thing I love is my family more than just going when I get home. I run straight to video games and then never go out and like come and hug my parents when I get home.
So that life to you doesn't seem like something you want.
Yeah, games not important, but family, that's way important. Mom, she used to cook for us, and we used to say thank you. Someone cooked for us.
Right. But there's little kids out there who don't have that. They don't have that opportunity.
It's better.
And at that point, it starts to seem like,
Like a bigger problem?
like there's bigger problems out there than just video games are important, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes we get lost in that. Like, for example, I could get like not necessarily video games, but like let's say I could get lost in work,
Yeah.
right? And then I forget what's important, right?
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, what's important?
Family.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't.
So everybody could be guilty of that, right?
Yeah.
We could all sometimes become very selfish, right? That that
or guilty.
we're all guilty of basically being selfish every once in a while, right?
Mhm.
And not realizing that we have it better than what we realize we have it, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So in that situation, I want you guys to kind of reflect on this. That there's kids out there who have it a lot worse. You guys got to have a really fun day today. You guys got to have the police officers, they bought you shoes. They got you guys, all the little extra stuff that you guys would need, for the school year that you guys didn't have already, right?
Yeah.
But you guys already had some other stuff, right?
Mhm.
But now you guys, they actually helped you guys get extra stuff for the school, right?
Yeah.
And all the stuff you guys didn't have. And they gave you guys a pizza party and cookies and drinks. That looked like a lot of fun. It looked like you guys had a lot of fun, right?
Yeah. And they give us cookies too, like a whole bunch of stuff. That was really
And we got
nice.
to play Simon Says too.
Yeah.
I walked in on that.
Yeah.
I saw everybody, having a little bit of fun on that one, But, I think that, you guys got the right idea about life. You guys gotta think about others more than yourself sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If you see a homeless person, don't get them money. Give them food instead of money.
Give them food instead of money.
Yeah, because money they can get drugs. They can get like bad things, bad drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
So you rather, instead of giving them money, then turn around and get the food for them instead of money.
Well,
Well,
I disagree with that.
You do?
Yeah, it's okay. You're not wrong. That's your opinion. You're allowed to have an opinion.
yeah, opinions are great.
They're good. That's your freedom, to actually have your own opinion, and it's not wrong. That's the way you look at it, and that's fine. I've done that before. Gotten them the food instead of the money.
Yeah, like
But-
if you saw this video on YouTube, there's this guy, there's this guy just standing out, and he had McDonald's, so he was like, "Oh wait, I have 2 of these. I'm gonna probably give him my drink and 1 of these."
Yeah, so you could do it in a situation like that, right? Where you have a little
Yeah.
bit extra to give out.
Yeah.
You can give it then, right? Well, let me tell you why I changed my opinion, because I used to think just like you, right?
Mhm.
But I ended up changing my mind, down the road. The reason that was because this was a long time ago. I was probably like, I think I was like 18, 19 years old at the time. And I remember I was working in a city that was pretty far away, right? And there was this guy. We were about to go eat lunch. We had finished work and we were going to eat lunch at the end of the day. And we went to go eat, right? And outside of the restaurant, there was this guy standing outside of the car, and there was a lady inside of the car. She looked like an older lady, like an old lady, right? And she was crying and sobbing and holding her eyes, right?
And the guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, can I get like $1 or $2? I'm just trying to get some money. I need to get gas. We want to get back home. But we're out of gas. We got nothing, right?" And here's the thing, right? He tells, I tell him, I'm like, in my head, before I tell you guys what I told him, in my head I was like, I should go in there and buy him something to eat, right?
Yeah.
I'm about to go eat lunch, right? But instead I was like, maybe I should give him, the money. He needs gas to get home, right? Not eat,
Yeah.
right?
He was like, you remember how you said it was a very far place?
And in my head I had already told myself that I was going to give him the money, right? And he tells me, he's like, I'll show you my car. I'm like, my needle's down. Like, I'll show you. And at that point, I knew that he was telling the truth. I already, not necessarily that I believed in him. I just trusted, right? Because I'm gonna give him my money, right? I ended up giving. At the time, I think I only had like $35 in my pocket, and I gave him all of it. I gave him all the money that I had in my pocket at the time, right? Because I felt really bad. The old lady was crying, and then I didn't feel as bad anymore, a lot more, after he told me, like, I'll show you, like, I'm on empty. Because some people could lie, right? Like you said, they can go buy drugs, bad drinks, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But he said, I'll show you. But before he even told me that he was going to show me, I had already told myself that I was going to give him the money instead, right? Because even if he didn't show me, right? I'm trusting him that he's going to go do the right thing with this money, right? He came to me and he told me, I need gas. I need to get back home. If he lied to me and I gave him the money, he just lied to himself. He lied to his mom, and above everything else, he lied to God, right? Because God knows the truth, right?
Yeah.
And no matter what, that's none of my business. You want to know why?
Why?
Because you're not supposed to think about any of that. Bring the mic closer to you, baby. You're not really supposed to think about any of that because of the fact that
between me and him, I'm doing him that favor for a reason, right? I don't care if he's telling me the truth, because in my heart I'm trusting him as a human, that he really is in that situation, right? So if I want to do somebody a favor, I do it, and that's it, right?
Yeah, me too.
It's none of my business, because at the end of the day, God knows what my intentions were, were to help somebody out.
Yeah.
And what he chooses to do it is between him and God, right? So ever since then, I kind of kept, pondering, on that ideal, that I was like, this is why I'm doing it, is, for a good reason, and that's all that matters between me and the energies around me and God, right?
Yeah.
After that, I kind of just stopped doing that, I gave people money when they were in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows what it feels like to need a little bit of help, everybody's in that situation.
It was like the baddest situation.
Situation,
Yeah, it's sad to say.
But, I agree with you. At one point, I used to think that. But, in my opinion, I don't think it's any of our business what they do with the money. They could be using it for something bad, but between you, God, and the universe, you did it for a good reason. Anything else after that, that's between them, the universe, and God,
Yeah.
And the same thing with these people who are not letting these little kids, eat lunch for free. Because that's something that you guys think should be free, right?
Yeah.
Should be free. Like, you're like, why should you pay for lunch, right? But to a lot of people in this country, it sounds weird, right? Because this country is built on capitalism. You have to sell something to make something, or you have to do something to make some money, right?
Yeah.
Nothing's free, right? You have to work for something, right? Everything's a business, right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And they even look at kids like that. But at the same time, do we sometimes... Because I'm a huge believer in capitalism, right? But at some point, you have to realize, like, come on. There's some things that should just be free, right? Like, we can figure something out, right?
Yeah.
We could figure out how to go into all these other countries and do war, or, do all these bad things, right? We should be able to figure out how to, little kids, eat. Because you guys are the future, right?
Yeah.
Because after we all die, all of us, all our old people, That's why they say the young will inherit the earth. Because, like, literally, the day we die, you guys have to take care of the planet now. And you guys have to make sure you guys keep the planet safe. So when the next little ones come, they can have somewhere to live, right? So in a way, it's like we're all collective mommies and daddies, right? But the house we're taking care of is the planet Earth, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically that's one of the ways that you could always, look at it, We gotta take care of the little ones because they're the future. You guys are gonna be the ones who are probably gonna be, like, all the technology that we have right now.
It's not back then.
It's not back then. And right now, look, it sounds silly, right? But, like, for example, you're breathing so hard into the mic, Lola.
Sorry.
All right, look. Right now, you guys think Fortnite is cool, right?
Yeah, back then they didn't have games.
Well, no, hang on. Don't even worry about back then. Let's think about the future for a second, right? Right now, like, what's the coolest piece of electronic or technology you think is out there? Even something that you don't have. What's the coolest thing that you're like, man, I wish that I had this?
I wish I had an iPhone.
An iPhone.
Yeah.
All right, that's a big piece of technology, right?
A phone. A smartphone.
A smartphone, right? Do you guys know how much like, for example, the iPhone? You guys know how much that is? I think it's about $1,000.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Do you guys think it's worth it?
No.
If I gave you guys $1,000, would you guys go buy the iPhone? Would you guys spend it all on the iPhone, or what would you guys do with the $1,000?
With the $1,000.
Or would you guys go get other, technology things?
I probably wouldn't get technology. I'd probably I would buy candy from the store. I honestly don't know.
But you wouldn't buy the iPhone.
I'll put it in my car. If I have I'll just buy one honey bun and give him all the dollars. It's joking. Why would I spend it? For one honey bun. For one honey bun, you're gonna get one honey bun. For some reason, when I look over here and you stretch your leg out, stretch it out, it looks like it's small from here.
Jeez.
Stop, you're smaller than me.
Alright, back on track. You guys got so distracted. Hello.
Whoopsie.
Alright,
Hello, are you awake?
alright, let's go back to the topic. Alright, so you think that the best piece of technology, like the coolest electronic, is an iPhone, right?
Tablet.
Alright, but you guys think it's cool, right? It's cool technology, right?
Yeah.
What if I told you that it's garbage? And that you guys don't know yet, but your generation is one day going to invent something way more crazy than an iPhone. Like, maybe even taking phone calls from your own eyeball, and you just see everything directly on your eye. Sounds crazy, right?
Yeah.
But literally, that's what you guys are going to create. Think about it. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Because look, let's go back to the caveman day. Those guys, they don't even know how to talk. They just, and they hunt.
They're like a gorilla or a monkey.
Yeah, basically, right? They're very primitive. They're very animalistic, right?
Yeah, they're like Indians.
No, that's way after. And those people were actually, they had civilizations, and they had arrows, and they knew how to cut. Point. That's not the same. We're talking cavemen. They don't know how to talk yet. They can't communicate really, other than grunt, right? They barely figured out fire, right?
Yeah.
So, if you came, like, let's say we had a time machine and they came over here, right?
Yeah.
Right? There's no buildings, there's no stores back in their day, right? There's nothing. They just live in the wild. There's nothing but jungle all around them, right? And you bring them here in a time machine and you show them an iPhone.
They'll smash it. Yeah, they'll smash it.
Or what if you turn on the front-facing camera and you let him look at himself? He could probably get scared, right? He's like, whoa.
Yeah, he's like, like grab his bat out and go break the thing out. Grab a piece of rock and grab it up.
Alright, you're too close to the mic. You're too far away.
Oh, come on.
Alright, you're good. Well, talk into the mic. Don't bring it so close. Yeah, alright. So, it's crazy, right? But at some point, that technology, nobody had it. Or even, like, let's say we brought, let's say my mom, right?
Yeah.
Grandma, right?
Yeah.
Let's say we jump into the time machine and we go back in time to when grandma was like your guys' age, right? Alright? Cell phones don't even exist.
Smartphones?
Layla, Yeah.
Beep, boop, bop,
All right. So let's say we go back in time and we show her a cell phone. We show her the new iPhone.
She would probably be on it.
No, okay.
Huh?
I said she would probably be on it for a long time. Like,
She'll change
go
her
in,
life.
she'll grab it, and then she'll look at it, and then she'll start looking at it more, and then she'll
And
put
she'll
it...
think it's flour, and then she'll rip the top open and drop the gears into the soup.
What are you talking
Why
about?
would she do that?
All right. The point is the technology. If we were to grab what we have today, right,
Yeah.
and we bring it back in time, they would be like, "What the hell?" Right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys think about the telephone? Like the old one that I just told you about.
I hate them.
All right. Why?
It's because they're stupid, they're dumb, and they don't...
And you can even see your friends.
Okay. Okay. Exactly how you feel about that phone. One day, your kids are gonna look back at the iPhone X that's out right now. And they're gonna be like, "It's stupid. You can't even teleport to the middle, like to the other." You get what I'm saying? Don't. Whoa.
Teleport.
Don't. Please. Come on.
My mic doesn't work that well.
No, it does. You're just trust me. You're fine. All right. All right. But you guys think it's old, right? Well, one day somebody's gonna look back and they're gonna look at the iPhone X and they're gonna be like, "That's garbage."
That's stupid. I can't teleport.
Yeah. Or whatever it does, right? Well,
On the phone.
Well, you don't know that. All right. If you were to call Grandma back in the day on her old phone, right, and you're like, "Hey, in the future you could take photos with your phone," she'd be like, "Who would take a photo with my phone? Why would you want to do that?" Right? Think about it. She wouldn't get it, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't exist yet. Same with you guys right now. I'm telling you guys, they're gonna think that the phone's stupid. You can't
Wait,
teleport.
hold on. When I have kids, they won't know about Toys R Us. Like, I'll tell them,
Exactly.
it's a dreamland. When I was a kid.
And toy horse.
Whoa! Stop yelling. Jesus.
When I was 8, there was this Toys R Us, and it had so many toys. It was just toys. And then I'm like, man, I wish I could see it. And I'll search it up, and I'll say that it doesn't exist anymore. And in the whole country, there's no more of them.
Right.
Because the business wasn't working well, and plus people wasn't going there anymore.
Well, because of Amazon.
What is the matter with Amazon?
They didn't do nothing. Amazon didn't do nothing wrong. All they did was evolve. And Toys R Us couldn't do the same. They couldn't evolve.
Oh.
They could not evolve.
Was it Toys R Us's fault?
Toys R Us's fault, yeah. You have a business and it goes under, it's your fault. Who are you gonna blame?
My last toy was a plane with LPSs. And guess what? And I lost that plane, and I still feel bad about it. I still kind of have the animals for it. I have a cat. She's a black cat. She's a blonde cat, and she has a gray and a grayish-bluish cat. And I have a parrot, which is gone now. Yeah, and a frozen fox.
Jesus.
And a monkey. We'll be right back.
Alright, so no, we're not. We'll be right. You're not taking over the show. See, this is why you couldn't do it on YouTube, boy. Even though we had a whole bunch of issues with the live and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, like when we were
I don't know why it's doing that. I'm so angry. Like, even right now, it's shut off. Like, I don't even... Oh, no, we're still live. I thought I had gotten interrupted. Hang on, we've been live this whole time? Hang on a second.
I already knew that. Liam, stop it.
Huh? Oh, I don't know what's going on.
It's only been 3 minutes. It's been like 20 or 30.
Alright, hey, chill out. Why don't you guys come... Look, move over here, because you guys...
Here, let me see if I can work
Careful,
it.
careful with the cables. Careful with the cables. No, sit down. Alright, come over here. Come sit down.
Dude.
Seriously? I just told her earlier not to do that. You're in a podcast, man.
It's still going.
Alright, what's your name? What's your name, kid? You gotta come closer.
Leon?
Alright, how old are you?
7?
And, what grade are you going into?
2nd?
Oh, yeah. Alright, I'm sorry. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Animator?
You want to be an animator?
Wow.
Alright, what's your name, kid? You gotta come closer. closer. I just can't hear you over there.
Lily.
I'm closer.
Lily.
What's your name? Your name's Willie?
Wow, Lily. Lily. That's
I'm getting so close to him.
a good name.
Her name is Lily.
Lily.
How old are you?
5.
You're 5? What grade are you going into?
It's in the past unit.
What grade are you going into? It's called kindergarten, girl. See, and you wanted to come in.
I literally just told her.
Alright, guys.
Anyway.
We're almost done with the episode. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Bye.
Yes, it's got a little bit of a delay.
Yes. We got a little mess up.
No. I'll be in there in a second. We're about to be done. Alright, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Be careful with the cables.
Okay. Bye. Seriously? Bye.
Careful.
Bye. And he's freaking dabbing.
Man, I swear, you guys have made a hell of an episode, I'll tell you that much. This is probably... Normally we tell the listeners, that when you listen to these episodes, you're going to feel like ADD.
I never even got to introduce myself and say that how old I am and what grade I'm going.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Introduce yourself on how old you are and what grade you're going into.
I'm 9 years old and I'm going in 4th grade.
Alright.
Good.
And what do you want to be when you grow up?
An artist.
What kind of artist?
Everything. Painting, drawing.
Nice. What about you?
Water.
When I grow up,
Normally I would say something differently, like Jenny. I told her something differently when she told me she wanted to do art. But you're still little, so I'll let you keep dreaming.
Architect? What is that?
Oh, an architect.
Yeah. What is
We found a live of talking about we stuff. You know that screen and we almost playing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hey, it was doing that. Yeah.
Robot Boy?
Oh, hang on a second. Don't do that, hang on.
We're on live. Sorry. The little voices.
Well, tell me what it sounds like now. Let's hope that fixes it.
Wow. So this whole podcast we had robot voices?
I think so, yeah. I told you guys that in the beginning. I'm like, oh, it sounds terrible, the audio. But I just kept going because it's fine. We have to keep going because we post the podcast. Majority of our listeners and our audience, it's through like Spotify and iTunes and Google, not really Facebook or YouTube. That's just more to get people. What's going on?
Now it's just not making no voices.
What the?
Yeah, we're good. It's fine. We're going to end the podcast. All right, guys, let's end the episode, yeah?
Bye-bye.
Hang on.
Bye-bye.
This is your problem. You're always trying to take the lead on... Well, it's not your problem. It'll make you successful one day. But right now, you're little, so you have to learn how to follow before you lead.
Okay.
All right? Write that down.
Bye-bye.
What's that? I need to see the...
Bye-bye.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, Liam, why don't you tell people... All right, I'll let you take the lead this time. Go ahead, you little fucker.
Bye-bye.
Bye, you guys.
Whoa. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for this
What
hectic ass...
happened? Bye-bye.
I'm muting you guys. All right. Welcome. I said welcome back. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for episode 30 with Layla and Liam on the Two Sushi Rolls podcast. Hopefully that wasn't a little bit too much for you guys. There'll be some stuff in the later to come. You guys are distracting me. This episode's gonna be